Hello today. Basically what I'm going to be talking about is the recent what's going on with cars and vehicles in the UK by 2040, which is 23 years from now. So basically all vehicles has to be electric by 2040. As I said, that's only 23 years time. Do we have enough technology to do that? I know there's electric cars now, but have we got enough technology? I know 23 years is still a long time, but you know, cars have been going since what, 100 years or so now, maybe a bit longer. I know electric car technology has been going for quite a while, you know, but it's never been that great. But I think now the technology's much improved, and you know, you do get like the stupid little G whizzes and hybrids. I mean, with buses, you get the hybrid buses, but fully electric. Yes, I know it's possible with cars these days. Obviously the technology is much better now with electric vehicle technology. I think the Tesla in America have been making some great electric technology cars and all that. I mean, motor racing now, Formula E. So could that possibly be the future of Formula One? Motor racing will have to be electric, but it's only in the UK, but I think it's happening around Europe as well. So if it's going to be happening in Europe, it'll probably be happening possibly around the world. You know, if Europe all becomes electric, America, who knows? But the thing is, what they haven't overlooked is the Middle East. I mean, it's the big oil countries, isn't it? The big oil countries. What are going to happen to them when everything becomes electric? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. They're going to be fucked, aren't they? The Middle Eastern countries, they're going to be fucked. There's going to be no demand for oil or petrol. What are they going to do? Their countries will probably be from rich to poor in a matter of seconds. Deary, deary me, eh? So that'd be a culture shock to them, wouldn't they? Wouldn't it? Yeah, it'd be a big culture shock. Back and go from rich to poor. The richest countries in the world, and now be the poorest countries in the world. I mean, if oil ain't worth nothing, gonna be worth nothing. You know, it ain't just gonna be like cars. It's gonna motorbikes. Is there? I've never recalled there to be electric motorbikes. So it did say all vehicles. So that's the lorries and buses and all the big. You know, does that mean the armed forces? Tanks will be electric? I can't see that. You know, perhaps they mean just road vehicles. I don't know. But I don't know. You know, they've only tested these really on cars. I know back in the day you had trolley buses. You know, that was back in years ago, like 100 years ago. Trolley buses. But you know, they can't roam where they want, and you know, the reason why it was called a trolley bus, because it's basically like a tram on the road. Basically you drive it on the road with a tram hook, if you know what I mean. So you can't drive it wherever you please. So I don't know if it's going to work. I mean, 23 years is still a long time to get it right, but it's still 23 years. It's not that much time when you think about it. I mean, we've come all these years since the car has been out. I mean, it's only really now that the car, you know, has improved, maybe going 500 miles or something on a single charge. But that's cars. You know, as I said before, trucks, big lorries, articulated lorries, buses. Well, mind you, with a bus it might be different. It might be a city bus, just town bus, you know. Probably go out on one charge. I don't know. I honestly don't know, but I can't see them going very far. You know, they demand a lot of power because of the weight. Okay, they might fit big, massive batteries being a big vehicle, but with big lorries, big articulated lorries, what's going to happen? Yeah, petrol and diesel, not just petrol and diesel. Going to be, you know, everything's got to be electric by 2040. I don't know. I think it's still a tall order. I don't think that could happen, personally. Could be wrong. I mean, the speed of technology these days, I mean, it's progressing very quickly, so may happen, but I just don't think it will. Yeah. As I said, motor racing. You know, I mean, there's going to be no, you know, motor racing's basically a promotion for, you know, road vehicles, i.e. Formula 1. You know, a lot of Formula 1 technology has gone into road vehicles. But when you've got electric, you know, you ain't going to worry about oil, are you? Oil, petrol, diesel. So basically the Formula E will probably become the new Formula 1 in that time, or maybe earlier. I mean, we already got those hybrid shitty things now. So, you know, hybrid, you know, that's going to be phased out, have to be fully electric. So you know, all forms of motorsport is going to be electric. So, you know, you ain't going to have that atmosphere if you go and spend money to watch a motor race. You're not going to get that buzz, what you would when you see petrol cars or diesel cars driving past. You get the noise, you get the smell of the petrol, the whole entire atmosphere, but you're not going to get none of that. All you're going to hear is like a scale electric car go by. Will it really get the same atmosphere? And not with older cars, you know, people own classic cars. They're going to be affected by this, you know. By 2040 you won't be able to drive your classic cars. I mean, as I say, 23 years, but you know, whatever classic cars there are, you ain't going to be able to drive them unless somehow you can convert that, take out the petrol engine and stick in an electric engine. You know, it won't be the same, would it? You know, you've got to just take for a classic car like an E-Type Jaguar. You can't imagine taking that engine out and putting an electric engine in. It just would not be the same driving a classic car with an electric engine. It just, no, you know, what's the point of it? You just got a body shell of a classic car with an electric engine. Nah, just nothing special. You know, we won't have yes, you will have supercars, because I mean, an electric motor can go fast. Obviously the resistor and whatever, how electric motors work, you know, it'll just be a constant acceleration. I mean, obviously it's governed down by the gears. But yeah, electric motors are fast, no doubt about it. Acceleration's going to be fast too. But is it going to be the same? You know, you got that motor engine, you know, petrol engine, you know, V12 say, got that lovely noise of the old American muscle car with that V8 engine. Just picture it for fuck's sake, you got this V8 with a old muscle car with a V8 engine. Just wouldn't fucking be the same with a fucking electric engine. And it would be. You just thought it went blah, 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 blah. That engine noise, you know, driving, accelerating down the road. Wouldn't be the same. You've got to I think, well, we got to think of the environment, isn't it? It's about the environment. Yes, that's what everyone's worried about. Is the environment. Well, why didn't they think of that fucking before? No, we got to think of the environment now. Fuck's sake. Okay. It's too late. Oh, global warming. Yeah, well, global warming's been going on for quite a while. But all of a sudden now, all this shit's got to happen. Well, as I say, in the UK, and I think France said something they was going to do this, but I can see the whole entire Europe could be the same. Well, especially if you're still in the EU, and that's going to be the law, isn't it? If we come out of the EU, I don't know. I think this was a UK law or something. I don't know. Don't know where it come from. I don't. But it was just something, you know, it's been going around on internet. Just, you know, if you know me by now, I'm someone that avoids the news as much as I can. But sometimes you just can't help it. But it just intrigued me. This, you know, something I think is worth talking about. So the other fucking doom and gloom shit that we're forced to fucking see. Yeah, I just thought it was something interesting, you know. Cars have been an interest to me, you know, not as much as a lot of people, I guess, because I don't really drive anymore. Well, I say I don't really drive. I haven't driven for years. So time 2040, I'll probably, yeah, as I say, 23 years, I'll be 66. So 66, I don't know what the fuck I'll be if I'm still around in 23 years time. Who knows? Anything can happen in 23 years time. Anything can happen in 1 year's time. So I don't know why I'm fucking worrying about it. I just thought, I'm not worried about it. It's just something to talk about. I mean, as I said, 23 years is 23 years. But I just thought it was an interesting subject to talk about. Yeah, so how does everyone else think about it, especially drivers? You know, yes, we use oil for other reasons as well. I don't know. It's just said it's just affecting vehicles at the moment, so I'm sure we use oil for other things as well. Obviously, you won't have to put oil in your engine, you know, lubricate your engine anymore. I mean, use grease or something with electric motors, and you know, it's a totally different concept of power. Electric motor to an internal combustion engine. You know, by then they might have perfected it. You know, so larger vehicles can get a good charge out of it and drive a great distance before they charge up. They might have a recharging technology. You know, you drive. I'm surprised that ain't been thought of already. You know, you drive 500 miles, you have something that charges the battery while you drive. Well, of course they wouldn't do that because they want you to spend your money. Of course they would. They ain't going to do that. You know, another thing, tax. You know, a great deal of tax was come out of petrol. So, you know, if they ain't getting no tax out of petrol, what the fuck are they going to tax you on? Electric? Yeah, they're probably... Oh, right. There's going to be a tax on electricity to charge your car up. That's how they get that fucking back. Because I think of something, you know, by then, you know, I notice there's a lot more people giving up smoking now. You know, most of my mates used to smoke, and near enough all of them, in fact, all of them have all given up smoking. So smoking is coming down. So if no one smokes, they're losing tax money there too. So they'll find something else to tax you on, or tax us on, tax everyone on. I'm always thinking of fucking putting tax on something. So basically, what's going to happen when everything, all vehicles become electric? Excuse me. Think about it. Would you like to drive an electric car? Would you like to charge it up, stick when you come home? Then we'll go have all these electric things installed in our houses, electric points. Slaves going to the garage, I guess. I suppose you can go to the garage. You know, they won't be serving petrol, they'll be serving electricity, put in your car. So they'll probably have electric stations. Can't call them petrol stations anymore, can you? So it'll be called an I don't know, a service garage, or whatever they're called. We always call them petrol stations still, don't we? Well, garage, going down the garage. So let's probably still call it a garage. Or in America, a garage. We're going down to the garage. Yeah, thought I add that in. So, yeah, electric cars and electric everything, electric. Yeah. And we're probably, you know, but what's running all this electric stuff then? You know, nuclear. Obviously need oil or something like that to generate the electric. I don't know, it's all clever stuff, all above my head. But yeah, 2040, 23 years time. Are you going to be happy to drive an electric car? Probably be easier to maintain, of course. A lot less maintenance, a lot less can probably go wrong, but then again, who knows? We'll see. I mean, an electric motor is no way as complex as an internal combustion engine. Obviously you've got to have the batteries and a motor. I've had radio controlled cars, I know exactly how it works. Obviously, well, nothing like it, of course. I mean, these are much more high tech. What you're getting in these electric cars, a lot more high tech, but well, basically, no, it's like a motor. Could be are they going to be direct drive or have a gearbox? I know the Formula E cars have gearboxes, so they may have gearboxes, but who knows? Motor racing will not be the same again. And what about these old, if you want to do demolition derby? That would have to go out the window, wouldn't it? You won't be doing demolition derby or old car racing. No, you can't do that anymore because, oh no, they're not electric. And I suppose an electric motor will be expensive. You know, with old petrol motors, you don't care. When the car's almost dead, you smash them up. But you wouldn't be able to do that with electric motor. I mean, one hit, the whole thing would fuck up. So there'll be no more demolition derby or banger racing once we have electric engines, electric motors in cars, and there'll be none of that. Just think of all the good things you'll be missing. But then again, once the newer generation comes about that time, they won't know any different. So I suppose it wouldn't really matter, only to people like us that was brought up with petrol engines and diesel and whatever. Anyway, I think it's time to end the video now, but you know, if you're interested in watching this, do a VR or leave comments. You know, I think this is I think it affects a lot of people because I know a lot of people out there do drive. As I say, I've got a licence, that's it. I haven't driven for about over 10 years. Just don't miss driving, but I'm not going into that. Anyway, I'm going to end this video now. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, and goodbye.